We have previously discussed the regulatory bodies to differentiate between DOSH and NIOSH. Now we are going to move on to subtopic 2.2, which is to discuss further about OSHA 1994 and its regulation. The learning outcome of subtopic 2.2, the first one is to identify the objective of OSHA 1994, to identify the concept of OSHA Act 1994, to list type of industries OSHA Act 1994 apply, to list 4 relevant regulations under OSHA 1994, and describe the scope of CIMAH 1996, SHO 1997, SSC 1997, and Class 2013. The objective of OSHA, the first one is to secure the safety, health, and welfare of persons at work against risk. Secondly, to protect persons at place of work other than person at work against risk. So what's the difference between the first one and the second one? The first one is to protect the person at work, the one that is doing the work. But for the second one, to protect persons surrounding other than the one that is working. The third one is to promote an occupational environment for person at work which is adapted to their psychological and physiological needs. And last one is to provide the means to be progressively replaced by a system of regulation and approved industry code of practice operating in combination with the provision of this act, designed to maintain or improve the standard of safety and health. This page is showing the concept of OSHA. Applications of OSHA include in the field of manufacturing, mining and quarrying, construction, agriculture, forestry and fishing, utilities such as electricity, gas, water and sanitary services. Transport, storage and communication also included, wholesale and retail traders, hotel and restaurants, finance, insurance, real estate and business services, and last one is public services and statutory authorities. OSHA is not applicable to these two sectors. The first one is not applicable to work on board ships governed by the Merchant Shipping Ordinance 1952 and the Merchant Shipping Ordinance 1960 of Sabah and Sarawak. Secondly, it is also not applicable to armed forces. So these two field of work are not covered by OSHA. Content of OSHA Act. The policy of OSHA is all employers with more than 5 employees are required by this legislation to formulate a return in order to demonstrate the company's commitment and concern to ensure safety and health at workplace. For the duties as employer, you have duties to your employees and to persons other than your employees. If you contravene, you will be liable to a fine not exceeding um, Rm 50,000 or 2 years imprisonment or to both. These next slides are showing the general duties of an employers. This is the duties as employee. The first one, to take reasonable care at work for the safety of yourself and other person. Second, to cooperate with your employer or any other person in the discharge of any duty under the act or the regulations. To wear or use at all time any protective equipment and clothing provided by your employer for the purpose of preventing risk to your safety and health. And last one is to comply with any instruction or measure on occupational safety and health as required under the act or the regulations. This is the regulation applicable under OSHA 1994. The first one is Occupational Safety and Health Regulation 1995. Control of Industrial Major Accident Hazard Regulation 1996. Safety and Health Committee Regulation 1996. Safety and Health Officer Regulation 1997. Safety and Health Order 1997, Prohibition of the Use of Substance Order 1996, Use and Standard of Exposure of Chemical Hazardous to Health Regulation 2000, Notification of Accident, Dangerous Occurrences, Occupational Poisoning and Occupational Disease Regulation 2004, and class or classification, labeling and safety data sheet of hazardous chemical. This is the latest regulation, which is on 2013.